Katarzyna Pakula, check this out. It could be interesting to hear your opinion as someone who served in the regular army. Have a nice weekend. I was not in the regular army. I was in the Israeli army, which I guess you could call that regular. It was awful, but... Polish 24-hour army ration unboxing MRE taste test. Okay. Some high quality rations they got there. Let me tell you, we didn't get shit. We got a can of tuna, a can of Spam, like some olives, like a can of olives, and like a can of corn, and it was not good. Yeah, whatever.
Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. Hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another military ration taste test. Today I'm going to be tasting this. And this is a Polish 24-hour ration sent to me by Matt. Matt, thank you so much for sending this to me. This is going to be my first Polish ration taste test ever. And look at the size of this thing. It is huge. So along with the ration pack, Matt also included this, and this, and this. How great is that? Velcro this onto the back of my hat. And I've got my Polish flag, which I can include right in front there. Awesome. Alrighty, so now that I'm officially outfitted, let's go ahead and open this. Look at the size of this thing. It is huge. It is very heavy. And Matt also included 4 pages of notes, so I can go ahead and tell you in detail what is inside this ration pack. So it contains enough food to feed someone for 24 hours. This plastic feels very similar to the plastic found on a US MRE, very thick mill. The color, of course, is different, and the package is quite larger. This is a dark forest green, and it does not have a peelable seal. Look at this! Paper cups. Awesome. I've never had a ration that actually includes paper cups. What else? Oh my gosh. Here's the official list of items. 2 packets of utensils and napkins. Looks like there is a regular plastic spoon, a fork, and a small spoon in there as well. And knife. This is very light. I think these are the rye crackers that Matt wrote about in his notes. This is a fruit bar. Chocolate bar. Yes, some dried fruit. These are some concentrated instant drink pouches. A tin of potted meat. Some jam. Honey. And this is a little hexamine heater. Ooh, another kind of potted meat. Oh, I like that lid. I can save that for later. Very smart. Oh, another package of crackers. Wow, this has a lot of stuff in it. 3 more beverage pouches. Oh, another set of plastic utensils. Ooh, this looks like the main right here. Look at that. Nice tin. Another main. And lastly, 2 packages of crackers, or kind of like hardtack. Let's go ahead and see what's inside this bag of paper cups. It's kind of similar to an accessory pack. I have to say...
Wow, Polish army, huh? Pretty well supplied. So like, in the Israeli army, we don't get like 1 box per person. We get like, during mealtime, we'll get like 2 boxes for like the entire squad. And it's kind of up to us to share. Right, so it's kind of good like that because it encourages, I guess, a culture of sharing food. So there's like, there's like I said, there's like tuna, Spam, corn, olives. There's like a chocolate spread, and then they give you like a couple bags of bread, just like your basic like white bread, like shit food. And then they sometimes like have a couple other random things thrown in there as well. Definitely no drink packets, no crackers either. Keep in mind, I was in from 2006 to 2008, so conditions probably have improved since, since then, as they generally do in the military, in all militaries, really. But one of the things that I think is cool about this like mandatory sharing, let's call it, for lack of a better explanation, is that it carries over to when you eat normal food, right? Like if you're going to, like let's say I had a bag of chips or something and we're not in the field, we're just like whatever in the barracks, just like chilling or something. If I have a bag of chips, or if anybody has a bag of chips and you hear that like, well that's not really what the sound is. Anyway, the crackle of plastic as like somebody opens a bag of something, everybody like turns to look, and you know that you're going to have to share with every single person that wants some, right? So like you'll probably get like 1 little bite of chips and then everybody else will get some, and then you'll probably get 1 more. But the cool thing is that anytime anybody else opens a bag, you're pretty much guaranteed a little bite of that as well. So it's very good, and ever since then it kind of encourages me, like now anytime I eat anything, whatever it is, regardless of how hungry I am, I'm going to share it with whoever's around if they want. I'll offer them, at least. They obviously don't have to eat it, but like I will offer it. Yeah, I don't know. Also, like I said, keep in mind, I was in the fucking army like 10 years ago.
I love the addition of paper cups. It really kind of frees up some space. If you're using your canteen or using your canteen cup to heat up your food, then you have paper cups to have your beverages in. Brilliant! And it's not plastic. 2 resealable plastic bags. Matt actually says these plastic bags are for customizing your own ration. And 1 plastic bag. So this bag is a trash bag. It's kind of flimsy, so Matt says he likes to use this bag instead. So I'm really impressed with the quality of everything so far. And we have a rolled toilet tissue, 3 wet wipes, 2 packages of salt, 2 packages of pepper, 3 vitamin C candies, 3 coffee candies, 3 xylitol gums, which is used in lieu of toothbrushing. It contains xylitol, which doesn't allow bacteria to stick to your teeth, therefore keeping things fresh and clean. Package of sugar, instant coffee as opposed to freeze-dried coffee. It's a powder, but it does come together instantly. There's also supposed to be a gusseted bag with water disinfectant, but I don't see that in here. Maybe it'll appear later in the ration. First thing I'm going to do is clean up my hands with a Be Fresh wet nap. I hope these are lemon scented and with a little lemon in the corner. I think it's going to be. Those are my favorite. All right, I can smell the lemon already. It smells great. It smells just like the ones I remember. It's the same kind of material. Nice and lemon fresh. It smells like lemon fresh joy soap. Next, let's open up our little heater here. This is similar to a hexamine stove. I'm not going to be doing this inside because that would be quite toxic, but let's open it and see what it looks like inside. Here's the instructions on how to assemble it. And look how much fuel it includes. That's impressive. I've never had a ration that includes this many fuel tablets. So it looks like there's 2 6-packs of fuel. Great big matches. Those are...
Wow. They even give them like a little thing to heat shit up in. What we used to do, so I mentioned a second ago how like they would give us, sorry, oh fuck, what did I do? God damn it. Bear with me please. Anyway, I'll tell you as I like try to bring this back up. The fuck is this?
Hey, I created this beautiful logo for my...
Why am I getting ads?
Side, because that would be quite toxic, but let's open it and see what it looks like.
Anyway, so what we would do to heat up our food is, so you know how I mentioned like the food came in cardboard boxes, right? And the cans of tuna, and it's called loof, which is like, I don't really, it might stand for something, but it's basically like spam, like kosher spam. Like a can this big of basically spam. It's god awful, it's disgusting, unless you cook it, in which case it's delicious. So basically what we would do is we would empty out the cans of tuna. We would empty out all the cans, right? And we would like cut everything up, and occasionally we would like have vegetables, and we would use the cardboard box as like fuel to burn. And we'd like set up a bunch of rocks, and we'd like throw all the cardboard boxes in the middle. We'd make like a fire pit basically, and we'd find like some sticks or whatever, and then like all these guys smoke, right? And in the army everybody smokes. I didn't smoke, but like a lot of people did. So like they would light the fire, and then we would basically put the cans of like tuna or loof or whatever in the fire, and then we would use that like on our sandwiches. Made it much better. We weren't always really able to do it because sometimes you only have like a couple minutes to eat, and you just have to like wolf that shit down as fast as possible. But like having your own like special like pot to like cook food in, and coffee, we never had coffee. If we had coffee, it was because like somebody brought something called a pacal café, which is basically like kind of like a lunchbox looking thing with a little like propane gas tank, literally like this big, and something called a finjan, which is like a metal cup with like a very long handle. We would make Turkish coffee, but like definitely nothing like this.
Inside. Here's the instructions on how to assemble it, and look how much fuel it includes. That's impressive. I've never had a ration that includes this many fuel tablets. So it looks like there's 2 6-packs of fuel. Great big matches. Those are impressive. Looks like they're dipped in wax. And here is a bag. Ooh, another box of matches. Oh, it actually comes in a box. I love that. How charming is that? And here is the heater itself. So what I have illustrated here is a can. So I thought there was some sort of piece that makes a little can, but this is actually illustrating the ration itself. So you take this entree and you bend this around it to create a handle. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna fold the sides of this up. Nothing new here. Okay, so those become the legs of the stove, and then we're gonna open up one of the fuel tablets. Stick that right there. Because inside, I'm not gonna actually light this, but imagine me lighting that. Next, we use this little piece of metal here and bend it into a handle. So this demonstrates a couple different ways that you can make a handle. One being like this. So you can bend it at a 90-degree angle and another 90-degree angle. And you can use it to pick up. Oh my gosh, look at that. Brilliant! When it's hot, just lift it off like that. So stinking smart. So you can fashion it like this, have like a letter C, or you can do a triangular version. Well, kind of like that. Brilliant. So stinking clever. I love that. No need for pots and pans, you just use the tin provided. So smart. So I'm gonna test these out. Ooh, that did beautifully. It just went out beautifully as well. Let's try one of these. Ooh, look at that. That's a much bigger burn and a longer burn. Much more appropriate for the hexene stove. Let's barely put it out. Alright, I'm gonna stick this in my sink. So those both work beautifully. Since I won't be using the provided stove to heat up my food, I'm going to just use some boiling water. So imagine this explains something that I never knew about, but traditionally in Poland, people have 2 meals a day. One big meal a day, what we would call breakfast, but in Polish they call it something more like dinner. A kind of lunch, brunch, dinner. Big meal usually has some kind of savory item. And then they would have their supper, or what we might call in the US, dinner, later in the day. So 2 big meals. So that's why there are 2 main meals in this ration, based on that tradition. Okay, so this one is pork neck and gravy with vegetables. And I'm going to heat this up in some boiling water. So for me it's important to give this a crack and open it up a little bit for venting. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Ooh. That looks great already. I've got a pot of hot water, I'm going to place that inside, and I'm going to heat that up on the stove. And these are similar to baked beans. I have to say, I love these lids. You can save your food that you don't finish.
All right, so allow me to like be a crotchety old man and talk about how the younger generation these days has it so much easier than what we had. We had no variety in our food. Okay, when I say we got a can of tuna and a can of loof, like the spam, that is what we had every single day for every single meal for like whatever the week that we were in the field. There was none of this like, oh, one day we would have beans and the next day we would have like rice pilaf, like spiced with turmeric, and our special little like pot to cook things in. No, period, no, nothing like that. It was like the same food every day. We would eat 3 times a day, which I guess was kind of cool. I think 3 times, maybe 2 times sometimes. But whatever, I don't know. Like I think at the end of the day, the harder you have it in the military, the more you appreciate how hard it is, because it just helps build you as a person. But honestly, like even the food stuff, that wasn't like so hard. That wasn't like the hardest part of the army. The hardest part of the army, and correct me if I'm wrong, any like ex-military people who are watching this, is the boredom. Is the boredom and just the feeling that you're like not only just wasting your life, but you're wasting your life and you could die at any second. That's like, it's like the worst combination possible. It's like, oh shit, like I'm doing this mindless work that like is a complete waste of like several years of my life, and on top of that, like at the drop of a hat I could be mobilized at any second and get killed fucking instantly. Like how depressing is that? It's like the worst possible experience like in the world. Yeah, I don't know, this food looks really, I don't want to say it looks really good, but like looks way better than what we got.
Finished, you're interrupted for whatever reason, you just pop these back on, place them in a bag, and then just be on your way. Here are the beans. Wow, look at the size of those beans. It looks like a bean stew. I'm gonna place that in hot water of this pot and heat that one up as well. So while the main entrees are heating, let's go ahead and try these. And these are 2 types of potted meat. Let's go ahead and open this one first. This one I think is gonna be the more spreadable one. Yes, indeed. And with that, we're gonna try this. This is a very lightweight package, feels like air. And these are little rye crisps. And here they are. Look at that. So lightweight, almost weighs nothing. It cracks almost like styrofoam with our spread. Did you know? Delicious, really smooth consistency. Great crunch of the cracker. The cracker does have a styrofoamy texture, but it's fresh and has a nice crisp texture, which is a great contrast to the smooth and creamy pate. The pate tastes pretty livery. If you don't like liver, if you don't like pate, you might find this a bit difficult to ingest. And when I say livery, I mean kind of irony, a little bit metallic tasting. To me, it's scrumptious. And these crisps are delightful as well. Really great, light, crunchy texture. They actually remind me a lot of Japanese sundae, although it doesn't have that kind of penishy laden, sweet and salty coating on the outside. The texture is quite similar. All right, let's open another can of meat. Ooh, yes. This has a much coarser texture to it. You can actually see the chunks of meat in there. There's a little bit of meat jelly, and this looks a little bit more like luncheon meat. A little bit like Vienna sausages. Here we go.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we would get. Let's see if I can find what loof actually looks like. Show you guys a picture. Kosher spam. I want you to see like what it actually looks like outside of the can. This, ugh, it's so disgusting. It's too bad there's no pictures of it like outside the can. It's god. Oh well, it kind of looks like this, but worse. Oh wow, they got rid of it? No, they couldn't have because I had it. Anyway, whatever. It's god awful. That seems to be like there's no way that you could like scoop out a little bit with a cracker and like eat it. Like absolutely not. That shit is like, it's not hard as a rock, but like it's solid. Like if you threw it at somebody, it would kind of hurt.
And that's absolutely delicious. It's a little bit chickeny to me, but it's not overly salty. It has a really soft texture. I was expecting it to be a little bit more resilient, but it's not. It's soft, and it's not like earth-shatteringly salty like spam is. It's great. I love that. Absolutely delicious. I would make a sandwich out of that any day. Let's go ahead and make our beverages with our paper cups. So cool. Okay, this one is a lemon. This one's green tea and lemon. Raspberry or forced fruit mix. I guess we'll find out. But these are the same. Okay, I'll just for that. Pretty big greens there. This one smells like raspberry. This is the green tea lemon. Look at that. Let me open these others and see what flavor this is. Oh, this is the same flavor as this one, and the raspberry. And this one is the same one as this one. So Matt says that these can be prepared either cold or hot. I would use the water purifier tablet if I had any, but since I don't, I'm just going to use some regular tap water. Just add some water here. Here's what comes in the utensil packet. I love this tiny spoon. I've never seen a spoon this tiny before in terms of just a disposable spoon. I love it. I'm going to use that to stir my beverage. And this spoon, I have to say, the serving spoon is a nice one. It's nice and generous and large. The bowl is much larger than a typical, plastic throwaway spoon. The fork and knife seem to be pretty standard issue. And here is the napkin. This has like a tea-like color. And let's do this one. It dissolves really easily, actually. All right, let's get the raspberry one taste first. Cheers. Well, good. It's got the texture and flavor of a electrolyte drink. There's a little bit of slipperiness to it. It's lightly sweet, good raspberry flavor, but not too sweet. Like that. It doesn't taste so artificial either. It doesn't taste like Kool-Aid. That is lemon, but it has some color to it. It's maybe a lemon tea. That actually tastes a lot like Lipton's instant lemon tea. It's pretty good. Let's have a little hot water. Ooh, that has more of a lemony flavor for sure. That actually reminds me of Theraflu without the Thera. Theraflu is a over-the-counter medication that you can get here in the US, and you drink it like a tea, but it's lemon flavored and it's bitter and it tastes like medicine, and it has a fever reducer, so it's supposed to help you with your cold. Of course, this doesn't have the medication in it, so it just tastes like a hot lemony drink. Not bad. Here are my main entrees. So this one is the pork neck stew, and with these, I'm gonna have these. These are like hardtack biscuits, and that told me to be very careful because it's been known that people have chipped teeth on them. Rather than being square, these are rectangles. It looks like there's little bits of fennel seed in there. Oh my gosh, look how hard this is. Oh, super hard. This looks hard. Lots of vegetables, maybe cabbage. I see carrots. I see some beans. A nice big hunk of pork. What I'm gonna do is soak my cracker right in there. Let it absorb some of that broth. All right, here we go. That's really good. A nice hearty porky stew, great pork flavor, very tender meat, good strong flavor of celery actually. Lots of celery, a little bit of onion, and the sauce is pretty brothy. It's almost like a soup. It's a little tinny, but this is in a can after all, so we shouldn't be surprised. And the carrots are nice as well. All right, let's see if we can bite into the hardtack.
So, when I was in the army, I'm just gonna tell army story. This is like the most fucking boring shit I've ever seen in my life. When I was in the army, right, I remember I would say towards the end of my service, really like the last pretty much the last like extremely hard thing that we had to do was serve on this base called Matzbash, right? Which is like you have Israel, Syria, and Lebanon. They all kind of meet at a point on a mountain called Mount Hermon or Mount Hermon. I don't know, whatever you call it in English. Anyway, there's several army bases on there for obvious reasons, and this one, Matzbash, was like built into the side of the mountain. And we were there, I think, from like December, I want to say, or maybe November to April, something like that. We were there for like 5.5 months. It was god awful. Like snow, below freezing every day. Like cannot go outside without like 10 layers on. And when you go outside and you like look down, you see the clouds are like beneath you, right? You're actually above the clouds. That's how high the mountain is. It's insane. The first day it's so cool, you like take pictures, and then like after that you're like, oh my god, what am I doing here? Anyway, that was like awful, right? I've said many times why it was awful. I don't want to get into it right now, but it's like soul crushingly awful. Everybody's soul is crushed. It's just terrible. So after that, fuck, why was I going to tell this story? I had a point here. Shit, what was my point? What was she talking about? Fuck.
Not really good. A nice hearty porky stew, great pork flavor, very tender meat, good strong flavor of celery actually. Lots of celery, a little bit of onion, and the sauce is pretty brothy. It's almost like a soup. It gets a little tinny, but this is in a can after all, so we shouldn't be surprised. And the carrots are nice as well. Alright, let's see if we can bite into the hardtack. Here we go. I can. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a little bit sweet. It's kind of like a biscuit. It's a little bit sweet. It goes well with the...
I don't remember. Anyway, whatever. I guess what I was going to say is that like after you're so cold for so long, you just like, you say to yourself like, I'm never going to be that cold ever again, right? Because like you're so freezing all the time. It's just like so miserable. Fuck, I really wish I knew what I was going to say. Anyway, fuck, whatever.
broth in here. Very dense. And it has a little bit of kind of anise flavor from the, what I think are fennel seeds. I bet this actually would go really well with coffee. So even with a good soaking, these remain very, very hard. But pretty tasty. These are actually tastier than the hardtack that I've had in the past. These have a little bit of that kind of anisey fennel flavor, as opposed to the regular hardtack, which tastes more like saltines. But very, 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 very hard. And this is the bean stew. Look at that. Look at the size of those beans. Those are lovely. This also contains some meat. Looks almost like bacon. Ooh, look, nice big piece of sausage right there. Oh, yes. That's really good. But that little bit kind of the oil slick on top, so your lips get all kind of shiny and slick. It has a really great smoky flavor, probably from the additions of this meat in here and the sausage. But it's not salty. Beans are really, really tender and plump and soft, without being mushy. Delicious. Try these sausage next. I'm gonna try that on a cracker. Wow, that looks like kielbasa. This is definitely one better Andre that I've had in these international rations. Absolutely delicious. So while I have my crisp, let's go ahead and try some of this jam and honey as well. And honey. Look at honey that looks like this. Just means it's crystallized. It's not bad. Honey doesn't ever go bad. So I'm gonna put that on my crisp. I love honey. Sweet, delicious, wonderful. Let's try some of this jam. That jam is delicious. Has a nice tang to it. Tastes a little bit like blackberry. Scrumptious, nice little snack with tea. Instant coffee mix. Ooh, and that was right. This is like pulverized, like a powder. So Matt says there's no creamer included in this ration because coffee is usually consumed black. So give that a go. And this tastes exactly like freeze-dried coffee. That same familiar camping yumminess. Next time I have this, and this is some dried fruit. I can eat it plain, or I can also rehydrate it. That's why it's in this resealable plastic bag. Ooh. Look at that. That is freeze-dried fruit. This is actually one of my son's favorite snacks. It looks like this contains strawberries and apples and some bananas, but it's also called space fruit or space food, and it's been freeze-dried. So it's really, really, really light and airy, but they're absolutely...
I don't know. We definitely didn't have any of this shit when I was in the army. I really wish I could fucking remember what I was going to say. Anyway, where was I saying? Like, we're on this base, Matzbash was like the hardest thing that we had to do. And then after that, we went and did some exercise for a few months. I don't know. Basically, like, I think what I was going to say is, like, when you get out of the army, you, like, commit to yourself that you're never going to subject yourself to what you had to go through when you were in the army, right? It takes about, like, I don't know, it takes at least a year to, like, fully, like, get all of that shit out of your system. So, like, you say, like, I didn't eat tuna for, like, the longest time. I swore I would never eat tuna again. They also put this stuff in the rations called halva, which is basically like, it's sesame seeds mixed with sugar, ground up into like a paste and then turned into like a bar. It's very good if you've like never had it before, but like when you eat it every single day, like every time you go into the field, like it's like coming out of your ears, like you can't stand to even like, you can't even stand the smell of it. It's like all of this stuff, like I refused to eat or even like look at when I got out. Also, like, when you're in the army, you have to have a G-Shock, right? You have to have a G-Shock watch because you always have to know what time it is. Commanders are always telling you, okay, you got to be back here in like exactly 28 minutes. When your watch says like 12:34, you got to be standing right here, and you have to have this, this, and this done. So like they call it la mode Buzman, like you always, always, always have to stand on time. Basically, is what it means. So as soon as I got out, I shouldn't have done this because I really wish I had kept the watch. But as soon as I got out, I took off my watch, threw it in the garbage. I don't even remember like where I threw it in the garbage. I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm not keeping this anymore, which is retarded. I should have like kept it as a souvenir, like the watch I wore in the army. But whatever, you're just like so over it. And to be fair, I don't think that just because these guys have like cannoli beans mixed with like I don't think that just because they have a good tasting food, like our food was so gross, like we would have to think of these like creative ways to like make it taste good. Like basically what we would do is we'd take 2 pieces of bread, we'd put like tuna in there, and we would spread like, I don't know, I would never spread the chocolate on there, but like I would put the tuna on the bread, and then I would take the juice from the olives, like the green olive, like we get a can of green olives, and I would like pour it on the bread to give it like that olive taste if there were no more olives, and I would eat it like that. And honestly, I thought it was so good. And when they give us pickles sometimes also, I do the same thing with the pickle juice. It's so awful. But I guess like when you're in, you just appreciate how hard it was, because when you get out, it's like everything's kind of just so easy. Although that fades, unfortunately. And then you become like a sensitive powder puff like me, who like doesn't even want to like, I don't even want to get a job anymore. Although I probably will. Honestly, like, I don't know. I feel like lately I'm watching and like being reminded of Israel so many times that like it's kind of a sign that like I should go back and just like give it like a good year, you know, even though going back now would mean like I'm going back basically in the wintertime, have to get a job at some shit startup. If it doesn't work out, then like I'm totally broke and I have to go sell hair straighteners. Like, I don't know. It's basically like, I don't know, it's risking a lot when I could just go to Vietnam. Anyway, that's not this video. Whatever.
Delicious. We personally love the strawberries and the raspberry best. Great, crisp, dry texture. A little bit kind of styrofoamy, but not squeaky at all. But the best part is the flavor. Just intensely flavored of fruit. That was strawberry. This might be an apple. So good. Love it. Wonderfully concentrated flavor of true fruit. Doesn't taste artificial at all. Has a natural sweetness. Absolutely scrumptious. That was pineapple. Yum. Next we have a fruit bar. Ooh. Now this is really interesting. I had this once before. And the first time I had it, I wasn't sure about this paper on the outside. This is completely edible, and it keeps the fruit bar from sticking to your fingers. And I believe it's the other way, so you can't peel it off. But it's a bit styrofoamy, but it's entirely edible. Great. I believe this paper is also called Oblaten in German. Sorry, friends, I'm totally wrong, but that's what I remember. And that's an edible paper as well. And this is delicious. It's hardly sweet at all. It just tastes completely natural, nice and tangy. It has a texture a bit like a granola bar. There's some oaty tutiness to it, but full of fruity flavor. At the very end, you can feel some more added tutiness. It feels like it's almost like poppy seeds or some kind of nut in there as well. All right, look at this. It's a full-size chocolate bar. I like your style. This is the dark chocolate bar. So it's like this chocolate bar that goes with a little bit of heat. So we've got some blooming here. The chocolate is so good. Its texture is going to be a little bit different. This side seems to have gotten spare, so let's eat this side. Let's have some coffee. Yum. Actually, very generous amount of chocolate bar. I love that. Enough for yourself, enough to share, enough to pack for later, and then you have some hot coffee. That's perfect. All right, so lastly, let's clean our teeth with some xylitol gum. 2 very nice shiny pieces of xylitol gum. Nice and crisp and fresh. Spearmint flavor. Nice little candy coating on the outside. Gum's nice and tender.
Unbelievable. When we were in basic, like, you know, obviously in basic, in any army, the discipline is going to be much more harsh, right? And like the time when I joined, so like I don't know how it is now, but like when you join the Israeli army, there's 3 periods where people will join, either November, August, or March. November is like known to be the hardest one because you're joining when it's wintertime, right? Like you go basically from winter right into summer, so it's pretty fucked. Anyway, that's when I joined, was in November. And I remember in the beginning, basically like, okay, so they assign you all this gear. You get like shirts, pants, and you get a jacket, right? The jacket has a hood, but you're not allowed to wear the hood. So it's like, they totally fuck with you, you know, like we would be, and like a lot of the stuff that you have to do in basic is basically guard duty. Like you do so much guard duty, it's awful. So you'd be out, you know, it's like freezing cold, like the wind is blowing, your ears are like about to fall off, and you know, like you like sneak your hood back on, you're like looking around, see like if your like sergeant is there, and then like, you know, whatever, there were no like iPhones back then, so you're just like staring off into space doing nothing, and all of a sudden your commander comes by, he's like, take off your hood, and you're like, oh fuck. Anyway, it's just torture. But like, I don't know, when I see stuff like this, it's like, oh my God, how easy is your army service? And we would always talk about the American military and be like, man, they have it so easy. They make so much money. They get all this cool shit. You get Oakley sunglasses. You get like all these discounts on all this shit. You make like $2,000 a month. Your average Israeli soldier makes literally, what do they make? 700 shekels a month. What is that? That's like less than $200. That's like $200 a month. Your average Israeli soldier, combat soldier. That's what they make. Okay. Combat soldier. The office workers, they get like half that. I got a little bit more because I was a lone soldier. I didn't have any family in Israel, but I got like all in because there were like organizations that gave us money. I got maybe like $700 a month, which is pretty good. You know, I had my rent paid for and like $700 spending money. You know, like buy whatever you want, like, you know, within reason. Anyway, I've seen enough of this nonsense. Who told me to do this? Who are you? I want to say Carolina Peculia. Where did this go? Anyway, whatever. Whoever told me to do this, thank you for telling me to do this. If you guys have any other recommendations for more YouTubers or videos, let me know. Peace.